Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm gonna help you turn those tree twigs into tree trunks. I'm hitting you with my top 5 quad exercises to get those thighs thick enough to start their own fan club. If you're ready to rethink your life choices, let's go. But first, let's dive into some basic anatomy about the quads. The quadriceps are made up of 4 heads. On the outside, you got the vastus lateralis. In the middle, you got the rectus femoris and vastus intermedius underneath the rectus femoris. Near on the inside, you got the vastus medialis. All of these heads functions as knee extensors. And the rectus femoris also contributes to hip flexion. All heads, but in particular the vastus intermedius, contributes to knee stabilization. First up is the upright belt squat. When setting up, place your feet about shoulder width apart. To really lock in that quad development, have an upright torso and put some weight under your heels to elevate them slightly. You want to keep your chest up through the whole movement, your core tight, and sink as low as you possibly can, without losing tension on the quads. On the way up, squeeze your quads like you're about to break through the floor. Bonus tip: stand on 2 bumper plates to be able to sink as deep as you possibly can. A quick note here: your individual mobility will dictate how deep you can go without losing quad tension. Be sure to feel your quads all the way through the range of motion. 10 out of 10 would recommend. What I would also recommend is my coaching. This is to get the most out of your training and diet. Visit my Instagram page, I got my link in the description, and DM me the word swole to get started with your free intro guide. Now when I piss you off with my own ad, let's continue. After all, anger is the best motivator for leg day. Exercise number 2, the hack squat machine. Feet placement really is key here. You have to play around a little bit with how wide and how high up on the board you can place your feet and still feel the best tension in your quads. But also make sure that your joints are happy. Even though you have a really great mind-muscle connection with your quads, if your knees feel like shit in this position, do something else. Just be sure not to place your feet too high up on the board here, because if you do, your glutes will take over, as this decreases the angle in your hip, putting more tension on your glutes than your quads. You want to maximize travel in your knee joint to put the most tension on your quads. Lower yourself slowly, keeping those knees tracking over your toes. Getting your knees over your toes won't f them up, as long as you have healthy knees. And don't let your lower back come off the pad. Push through your midfoot on the way up, and make sure you pick your weight that lets you do all of these things with control and tempo. You want the quads doing your work, not your ego. Exercise number 3, the Sissy squat. Don't let the name fool you. This sounds like something straight out of a pride parade, but I can tell you, this is a real quad killer, Tom Platz level here. Start keeping your torso upright and lean back slightly, at the same time keeping your hips forward. You'll feel the tension building up in your quads here. Lower yourself like you're trying to lay down in bed, but here's the catch: there's no bed, there's only pain. Keep those knees pushing forward and make sure you stay on your toes the whole time. You'll feel every inch of this movement, and your quads will remind you of it tomorrow. This also works really well for bulletproofing your knees, but if you had knee problems in the past, I want you to be careful with this exercise. 4th on the list, we got leg extensions. This one's a real classic. Isolate them quads and let them scream. Adjust the pad so it's just above your ankles. Put the seat back to put further stretch on your quads, and make sure your hips and glutes are glued to the seat. When you extend with force and intent, then lower slowly, fighting the weight all the way down. Remember, it's about feeling the muscle. Last, but certainly not least, we got reverse Nordics. Sounds like something the Vikings did to warm up before battle, aka my forefathers. Trust me, it feels like a warm up for war. Start on your knees, keep your hips locked, and slowly lean back while squeezing your glutes and core for stability. Don't arch your back here. Keep it straight like a board, and lower yourself as far as you can while keeping control. I use a band on this one to be able to control myself all the way down. Then use your quads to extend yourself all the way up again. You should feel the stretch in your quads on this one. It's all about control. Slow and steady here wins the gains. For some regression here, we can use a thicker band to start with and just hold on to it while you lean back, and then slowly using lighter and narrower bands until you can do it with just your own body weight. And there you have it, folks. My top 5 quad crushing exercises that will have you walking out of the gym like Bambi on ice. Focus on technique, keep it controlled, and progressively overload on all of these exercises, and your quads will thank you for it. Well, at least eventually. If you enjoyed this one and want to see more, click the like button, subscribe and click the bell icon, and let me know what content you want to see next. And remember, stay swole, stay humble. Catch you next time.